Wow, thank you, thank you. You look good in the sunglasses too, Tim. Good afternoon, morning, still the morning. Rich Davey, President of Exceed Transit. Thank you for being here today to announce what we think is really, really good news in Earth Week, but also our continuing commitment to improve service for our customers who take Access-a-Ride. So today we're launching the first of one of 15 pilot vehicles we'll be putting out on our service today. An e-vehicle, electric powered vehicle for our customers who are using Access-a-Ride. You know, it's continued our commitment to not only invest in our fleet, making our entire fleet, whether it's Access-a-Ride vehicles or a bus fleet, zero emission, but also continue to make sure that we're investing in the fleet that carries our most important customers, our paratransit customers, who continue to tell us, thanks to Chris's leadership and Q's help and his leadership, that we are continuing to make service improvements. We're still not quite there yet, but we continue to focus on improving service for our paratransit customers. Now, about 80% of whom say that they are satisfied or very satisfied with our service. We'll let a few folks say a few words. I'm first going to kick it over to Q Arroyo. I call him the big letter, who's our Chief Accessibility Officer, our first at New York, at MTA, I should say. But he has been a strong partner in pushing all of our accessibility agenda across the agency, not only at New York City Transit, not only with our team at Paratransit, but across our system in bus and subway as well. So Q, would you say a few words?
Thank you so much, Chris. Rich. Today's a great day. Today's a great way to start this week, kick off Earth Week here in New York City Transit at the MTA. But it's an amazing day to show how we continue to go above and beyond for accessibility at the MTA. I am so excited to try this new vehicle and so impressed by Chris and Rich and how their definition of accessibility continues to expand and go beyond the minimum that the ADA establishes. Today we're celebrating, as Rich said, amazing metrics for customer satisfaction in paratransit. We do hear from our customers that they still have a bumpy ride in some of our older vehicles, and that's what today's all about, enhancing that customer experience, enhancing that paratransit ride for a lot of our paratransit customers. Listen, we're doing a lot to enhance the service for all of our 35,000, Chris? 35,000 trips per day. And a lot of those new programs, we get a lot of attention, some of our broker program and our customers who are riding in taxis, but a lot of our customers love the dedicated service that we get from paratransit, and that happens in blue and white vehicles like those that you see behind us today. So I am so happy and proud to enhance the experience for those customers as well who are riding in our dedicated vehicles. Today it's about pushing those boundaries for the manufacturers, for that industry, enhancing what the customer experience would look like at the MTA for our customers with disabilities who rely on our paratransit service to move around. Listen, to me, it is a huge pride to be here, to be with this team, enhancing the customer experience for all our modes, paratransit, buses, and of course, our huge investments in subway riderships, which only continues to go up. So it's truly a joy to be here. But let me turn it over to Chris, the guy that's been running the operation, as Rich said, really kicking ass in customer satisfaction. 80% all-time high for the MTA. And you know, all the other services are just keeping up with Chris, doing the best that they can do to deliver stellar service for all of our riders. Chris, thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Great day to be out here today. Very proud to be here, to be in front of you all with Rosalia and Q and Rich in front of our new electric vehicle van for paratransit. I think for a lot of us here, this new van is not just symbolizing, of course, Earth Day and green transportation, but I think for our paratransit customers, it's really a symbol of the investment that the city and state and the MTA has made in this service. By being part of this move toward electric vehicles and green transportation, we've got paratransit harnessing technology to be on the same level as bus and subway when it comes to the investments and priorities for the MTA and for the customers, including Rosalia and me and Q here at paratransit. We've done a lot over the last couple of years with technology, not just with the electric vehicle, which of course we're showing off here and very proud to see, but also a lot of behind-the-scenes investments, including the online booking with the MyMTA app, the eHail Phase 2, where customers are able to use on-demand trips with an app-based technology. as well as an upcoming procurement that we're going to be having soon to revamp the entire paratransit software system to make our service more reliable and get even higher customer satisfaction than we are right now. So again, very proud that we're able to invest in this technology. We're going to be having this vehicle, or one like it, out in the street this week, testing it out with our customers, and we're going to be rolling these out very soon. And one other detail, too, about these vehicles, which we're really proud of, is they're all manufactured here in the state of New York, so we're really happy for the local investment in making paratransit even better. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Rosalia Watkins, who is the chair of our Paratransit Advisory Committee and one of our dear customers who uses this type of service. Rosalia and I have a very strong partnership, and although we have great customer satisfaction, Rosalia and I work together to make sure that we are improving the service even more, and of course, you keep me honest. So, Rosalia, let me turn it over to you.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I want to thank you for being here and acknowledging the tens of thousands of New Yorkers who are not able to use the buses and the trains of our regular system. We're like every other New Yorker. We go to the movies, we go out to shop, we go see our relatives, we go to worship, we work, and yes, we go to see doctors very often. But basically, I want you to understand how important this service is to most of the people that I represent. Access-Ride has come a long way since it began when I first used it years ago when it was not with MTA or transit. But now that we are here, I want to not only acknowledge this wonderful vehicle, but this vehicle is only part of today's story. The real story today is MTA's commitment to ensure that every aspect of Access-Ride services improves. Today's story is the fact that MTA will include Access-Ride in everything that the department is doing so that we won't be an afterthought. We have many people that are thrilled with services, and we have many people that need better services. This vehicle is symbolic of not only the customers that have pain in vehicles bouncing around the city, it is also symbolic of the beginning, or perhaps the continuation of, a movement to improve services so that all of our customers are happy, safe, content, and free to enjoy their lives like everyone else. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Rosalia. I also want to thank you for your leadership and not only acknowledging when the team is doing well, but pushing us to be better. And so we appreciate your. I know you're not finished, which is why we love you, because there's still work to do, and I appreciate your partnership in doing that. So, with that, I think we'll take some questions.
Yeah, the reporters are just finishing taking notes on Ms. Watkins' testimony about the MTA's commitment. So we want to make sure they have time to do that. All right. I see Andrew Siff over there from WNBC is finished with his notes. Go ahead, Andrew.
A happy 40th birthday to Tim Minton.
Well done. Yes, indeed.
Mr. Davey, what I wanted to ask about was both you and Jano Lieber have talked about how congestion pricing would pay for more accessibility,
yes,
like this type of initiative. So given all the momentum you've had, what would you say to New Yorkers about the eventuality that it somehow either got delayed or blocked, what that would do to accessibility? Because I know you guys don't like to dwell on that,
sure,
but it is still possible that a judge will block it, and then what happens?
Well, what happens is that elevator behind you, where we're trying to make that a reality in about 320 stations left that we need to make accessible in our system, we'll have a harder time doing. And this vehicle, while we've purchased 15 in our operating budget, if we want to expand our fleet, we're going to need congestion pricing. I mean, I've said it a zillion times. I am an unabashed fan of congestion pricing because it improves the air quality in places like my neighborhood where I live. It allows buses and accessorized vehicles and police and fire to get around the system, and it allows us to make investments like these two in our customers represented here today.
And just as a quick follow-up, today on Staten Island, some state lawmakers and Congresswoman Malliotakis suggested an idea to repeal congestion pricing in Albany. Your reaction to that?
They love traffic? I don't know. I mean, I have the lawn chair still out in front of my apartment building for any congestion denier to come and see what rush hour is like in Hell's Kitchen every day. I mean, you know, I'm with thousands of comments and hundreds or maybe 100 so public meetings. If the argument is we didn't hear folks and we didn't have a thorough public process, I mean, that's just garbage. I get that there are a few folks who still want to get rid of it for their political reasons, I guess. But the bottom line is congestion pricing is the law of the land of New York. It was passed by the legislature and the governor 5 years ago. We're implementing it to make investments like these. And by the way, if they have better ideas on how to make investments like these, I'm sure they don't.
All right, moving on to Greg Mucker from Pix 11. Greg. Oh, sorry. Ms. Watkins has a follow-up on that. Go ahead.
One of the challenges as an accessorized passenger is scheduling our rides. So imagine having to reschedule rides and to deal with this traffic. One of the difficulties we have is that our trips are long. We are stuck in traffic too often. And so I think that this congestion pricing, along with the new scheduling system, is going to help us. But I just had to mention that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Over to Greg Mucker.
May I direct to Ms. Watkins first? Have you been using the new the app, or how do you get around, and have you found it to be helpful? And would you like it to be expanded to more riders? Often I hear at the board meetings, and I know you guys do about expanding.
You're talking about 5 different things. I heard app. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, scheduling a ride, and you know, the improvements to save time.
It's getting better. The app. Remember, we are a community of people with different strengths and different challenges. So finding one way is not helpful. For example, making a complaint is difficult if you don't have a smartphone or a computer, okay? So I think that the app is helpful for some. Me personally, sometimes I can do it, other times I can't. I think that because there have been hiring changes, making a reservation is getting a little bit easier, particularly between the hours of 3:30 and 5, where we used to hang on the phone for too long. I won't tell you how long. Don't worry, Chris. But now that's getting better. So we have people answering the phone more readily as well. I hope that answers your
question. Yes, thank you, Ms. Watkins. And Mr. Davey, could you address how the time savings for customers, is there a financial savings as well for Accessoride? If I remember, is a pretty large expenditure in the budget, but is there a financial kind of motivation as well?
For congestion pricing?
No, for reform of Accessoride, some customer service things, electric vehicles.
The top, so I appreciate that. I mean, the top priority for us is customer satisfaction. So to the extent, I mean, you know, e-vehicles is not saving us money per se, right? That's an investment in ensuring that we have new vehicles that are also not emitting greenhouse gases, as an example. Some of the other improvements Roselia mentioned, for example, on improving some of our technology to make sure that we're able to answer the phones more quickly, particularly at the end of the day, which was an issue, or using an app. Sure, that potentially does save us money, but fundamentally, this is not a cost-cutting exercise. And I think, again, maybe I'll paraphrase what Roselia said, is we need to meet our customers where they are. Some customers are comfortable using an app. Some customers are not and want to be able to call a reservationist and get quick service. So we continue to invest in all of those pieces to ensure, regardless of our customers' needs, they're being met.
Over to Evan Simko-Benarski here from the New York Daily News.
I'm actually going to add to that because we understand that time is money. And though this is not about saving the MTA money, this is about giving a better customer experience. And our customers with disabilities time is valuable. And we're giving that time back to those customers so they have more trips, get to work, get to see their family, get to a bar at the end of the day. As Roselia said, our customers in paratransit are not just going to the doctor, they're living full lives. So these type of enhancements are delivering a better quality of life, and that's what that time saving means for our customers, our riders like Chris and myself.
Over to Evan. Evan.
Hey, Rich. Happy Tim Minton's birthday to you.
It is a national holiday at the MTA, just to be clear.
I've got, as usual, a couple of logistics questions
Yes.
for you. First, you mentioned these 15 are being paid for out of the operations budget. What do they cost?
About $400,000 a vehicle. We'll get you the exact cost, but it's about $400,000.
Thank you. And you mentioned this is a pilot program that at least one is going to be on the streets immediately. What's the timeline on rolling out all 15? And I mean, how many do you? Forgive me, I should know.
Yeah.
How many blue and whites are out there now?
Sure.
How many do you need to convert the entire
Yeah,
fleet?
I'll let Chris take a crack at that because I'm going to guess, but he actually has the answers. Chris?
Yeah, thank you. Good question. We have about 1,100 blue and white vans right now on the street. We're expecting the 15 to come in this year as they're manufactured and delivered. We're going to be testing them out on the street, like this one here, and as they prove to be roadworthy and good for our customers, we'll get more of them. So yeah, thanks.
All right, Evan, that takes care of your question, yeah? Great. So now I think Quamel Arroyo wants to say a few words in Español. if that's all right, Rich.
Absolutely. Para mí es un gran placer estar aquí con el equipo, con Richard Davey, el presidente de New York City Transit, y Chris Pegalin, el vicepresidente de Paratransit, reservando este nuevo vehículo, un nuevo vehículo para la MTA, un vehículo eléctrico para nuestros pasajeros de paratránsitos, que diarios hacemos un promedio de 35,000 viajes diarios para pasajeros que no pueden usar el tren, no usan un autobús, se dependen de estos vehículos, de este servicio, en adición a los pasajeros que usan taxis, con nuestro broker service. Para nosotros es un placer darle una nueva definición a el mejor servicio a nuestros pasajeros, a nuestros usuarios, y es un gran placer comenzar esta semana del medio ambiente celebrando Earth Week con este anuncio de que hemos comprado 15 vehículos eléctricos para poder darle este servicio a nuestros pasajeros. Así que para mí sigue siendo un orgullo darle el mejor servicio posible a todos los pasajeros, incluyendo a esos pasajeros con discapacidad que no pueden usar el tren o autobuses y dependen del servicio de paratransit. Así que muchas gracias por estar con nosotros y gracias por usar el tránsito.
All right, thank you. The next thing we're going to do for the folks watching in the newsrooms, we're going to send you some B-roll video that's recorded, and then we're going to have a live demonstration of this particular vehicle. It'll be back here in just a couple of minutes. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.